Is life truly short, or do we simply waste most of it? Think about it. Days slip through our fingers like sand, weeks vanish in a blur of routines, and years pass before we even notice. One moment, we are young and dreaming. The next, we look back, wondering where all the time went. We say, life is too short. But is it really? Or have we filled it with distractions, with busyness, with things that never truly mattered? 2,000 years ago, the Stoic philosopher Seneca asked the same haunting question. In his timeless work on the shortness of life, he argued that life is not short at all, but we ourselves make it so. By chasing what is unimportant, by delaying what is essential, by living as if we had an endless supply of tomorrows. But here's the truth, Seneca revealed. We are not given a short life. We are given a wasted one, unless we learn how to use our time. In this video, we'll journey into Seneca's wisdom. We'll discover why protecting your time is the key to living fully, how busyness is the enemy of true life, and how philosophy can expand your days into something vast, meaningful, and timeless. So the question is, are you really living, or are you merely passing time? To understand these words, we must first understand the man who wrote them. Lucius Annaeus Seneca. Born in 4 BC in the heart of the Roman Empire, a Stoic philosopher, a brilliant statesman, and for many years, the advisor to one of Rome's most infamous emperors, Nero. Seneca's life was not the life of a cloistered scholar. He walked in the halls of power. He tasted immense wealth and influence. Yet, he also lived under constant danger, his life entangled with the ruthless politics of Rome. He knew success, he knew temptation, and he knew suffering. And through it all, he asked the same question that still haunts us today. What does it mean to truly live? His essay on the shortness of life was not a cold philosophy lecture. It was a passionate letter written to a friend and, in truth, written to all of us. A reminder that life is not short unless we make it so. 2,000 years have passed since Seneca wrote those words, and yet our problem is exactly the same. We say we want to live meaningful lives, but look around. Most of us are drowning, not in scarcity of time, but in distractions. We scroll endlessly, chasing digital sparks that vanish in seconds. We fill our calendars with meetings, our minds with noise, our days with obligations that drain us but never fulfill us. We confuse being busy with being alive. We mistake movement for progress. We let our hours slip away on autopilot, believing there will always be more. But here is the painful truth. There will not always be more. Time is the one resource that can never be earned back. Every day spent chasing the trivial is a day stolen from the essential. And when we finally pause to look back, we realize it's not that life was short. It's that we were absent for most of it. This is the tragedy Seneca warned us of, and it is the same tragedy we are living today. Seneca tells us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Think about that. We guard our money. We lock our doors to protect our possessions. We negotiate carefully before giving away even a small piece of property. But our time, we hand it out freely. To meaningless conversations, to endless scrolling, to people and tasks that do not matter. And yet, time is the only wealth we can never replace. Lose money, and you can earn it back. Lose possessions, and you can rebuild. But a wasted hour is gone forever. Seneca's warning is clear. If you want to live fully, treat your time as your most precious treasure. So, what would happen if we guarded our time the way we guard our bank accounts? What if we invested it wisely into learning, into love, into meaningful creation? Life would expand, not in length, but in depth. Because every moment would carry weight, every day would hold meaning. And then, even a short life would be more than enough. Seneca saw it in Rome, and we see it today. People confuse being busy with being alive. We pack our schedules until they burst. We rush from one obligation to the next, wearing exhaustion like a badge of honor. Ask someone how they're doing, and the answer is almost always the same. Busy. So busy. But busy with what? Busy chasing approval? Busy running errands that never end? Busy filling our days with noise, while our true desires remain untouched. Seneca reminds us, life is long if you know how to use it. The trap of busyness steals that life. It tricks us into believing we are productive, while in truth, we are simply distracted. We measure ourselves by how much we do instead of how deeply we live. But imagine this. What if we stopped chasing every demand? What if we carved away the trivial and protected space for what truly matters? Silence would return, clarity would rise, and life would feel spacious again. Busyness is not proof of a life well lived. It is proof of a life unfocused. And Seneca calls us to step out of that trap. Seneca does not just warn us about wasted time. He offers us a path forward. To live well is not to chase more years. It is to awaken fully to the years we already have. Presence is the key. When you are with a friend, be with them, not half distracted by the future, not haunted by the past, but anchored in this moment, the only moment that is truly yours. And then, purpose. Seneca tells us, a life without direction is like a ship without a captain. It drifts, aimless, at the mercy of the winds. But when you choose a purpose, a cause, a craft, a love, life sharpens into focus. Suddenly, every day is no longer just time passing. It becomes time invested. And here is the paradox. A short life, lived with presence and purpose, feels longer, richer, and fuller than 100 years wasted in distraction. So ask yourself, what is it that truly matters? Who deserves your undivided attention? What is the work that lights your spirit? Answer those questions, and you will no longer fear the shortness of life, because every moment will already be enough. So, what do we do with Seneca's wisdom? We stop waiting for life to begin. We stop telling ourselves that someday we will live, because someday is not promised. The truth is, life is not short, but we make it short by scattering our attention, by surrendering our days to distraction, by living as if we had forever. Seneca's voice cuts through centuries to remind us, your time is now, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, not when everything finally falls into place. Now, every moment you are fully present is a moment gained. Every hour you spend with purpose is an hour of true life. Every day you live awake, aware, and intentional is a victory over the illusion of busyness. So let us choose. Let us guard our time like treasure. Let us give it only to what matters most, to love, to wisdom, to growth, to creation. Because in the end, life is not measured by its length, but by its depth. And when we live this way, even if the years are few, we will have lived enough. As Seneca whispers across the ages, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Do not waste it. Live it. Now,